Hey guys, Let's Lounge here. In this quick tutorial, this is actually going to start out in Photoshop, and then we're going to move over to Final Cut Pro. But what we're going to do is we're going to create a custom infrared look LUT that we're going to create in Photoshop and then move it over to Final Cut Pro, even though you can do pretty much the exact same thing in Premiere. But we're going to create our LUT in Photoshop first, and then we're going to go over to Final Cut and apply it to our video. So the effect we're going to do again is an infrared effect, and just without getting really technical about it, this is going to be a fake effect, obviously, because we don't have any infrared sensors or anything on the cameras that were captured using these using this effect. But what we're going to do is apply this effect, and I'll show you the only two adjustment sliders we need for this this particular effect here. But we only need two adjustment layers. I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you how to export that as a LUT, then bring it over to Final Cut and put it on our video. So here we have the photo, and this is going to be a similar photo to what the video clip is. It's just a mountain scene. And the first thing we need to do in Photoshop is go over here to our adjustment layers and choose the color mixer. So we're going to go ahead and get the color mixer here, and we're going to make sure that our output channel is set to red. So we're going to keep it on red, and we're just going to change the values to just kind of follow along here. We're going to do 0 for the red slider. We're going to do positive 200 for the green, and then for the blue we're going to do negative 100. So that's the initial effect that we're going to do. It's actually not bad by itself, even though this isn't technically an infrared effect. It does actually create a pretty cool effect for your image. So the next thing we're going to do is change our blending mode to this to lighten, and that'll just change it up just a hair. And then we're going to get one more adjustment layer, and that is the hue saturation. And here we're going to go to our yellows. So we're going to go to our yellows here, and we're going to change our values up a little bit to make sure that we kind of get that familiar pink look that's in typically in infrared photos. So we're going to change our hue to negative 100, and you can already see it coming through here. We're going to change our saturation to negative 20, and then we're going to keep our lightness at 0 for now. We can actually change it up a little bit depending on how we like it, but I'll keep it at 0. And then we're going to go to our blues. So we're going to change our output to blues. And here the only slider we're really going to pay attention to is the hue there, and we're going to do negative 10. So that's just going to change it up just a little bit. We can actually go a little bit darker with it, a little bit more on the teal side if we wanted to, which actually I might do. I might actually change that up and do negative 20. So you can play with it, but you can probably start out at negative 10 and then move it from there. And that is basically the infrared look. So if we were going to look at these here, this is what we started out with, this is what we have. Now to export this LUT, what we're going to do is go up to Photoshop in the File menu, go to Export, Color Lookup Tables, and here we can name it. I'm not going to actually go through this process, but we can name it anything we want to. I would keep the grid points at medium and the formats to a cube file. Most every program that accepts LUTs will use a cube file. So then you click OK, and then it'll tell you to choose a place to save it, and then you just click Save. So once you have that saved, then we're going to hop over to Final Cut. And here we have a video file here. This is similar, not completely the same, but pretty similar to what we just edited in. So we're going to take that, and to simply apply the LUT, you would do it like any other video file out there. You go to your color. This is in Final Cut, but again, you can use the Lumetri setting in Adobe Premiere to do the same thing, but we're in Final Cut. So I'm going to take my custom LUT, drag it over here on top of my video clip, and we're going to choose what I named it. I chose Fake Infrared LUT. So I'm going to click there and apply it. And you can see it applies that effect, that same look to your image. Now, if it's too much, if the pink comes out a little bit too much, you can use the mixer slider to kind of blend in the original image. I wouldn't go much more past 0.9 or 0.89 or something around the range, because then you're going to start losing the effect altogether. So this is basically what we have here. This is our fake infrared effect created in Photoshop and put back into Final Cut Pro, so you can apply a cool infrared effect to your videos. All right, guys, thank you for joining me in this tutorial. This has been Let's Lounge, and we'll see you next one.